Have you ever been to a Japanese restaurant and tried to eat with chopsticks? It is very difficult at first. You don't know how to hold them, the food keeps slipping. Fork is simpler, huh? Well, you'd be surprised to know that chopsticks not only have a lot of history, but are also very practical. They are used in several Asian countries like Taiwan, Vietnam, the two Koreas, or China. It was precisely in this last country where they were invented during the Shang Dynasty over 3,000 years ago. Bear in mind that cutlery appeared in Europe around the 15th century. Until then, people ate with their hands. Much earlier, the Chinese started using sticks to roast the food at the fire to avoid burning their fingers. They soon got into the habit of using them at mealtimes too, for hygiene. Slowly, their use spread to the rest of the neighboring countries. They were called zu in ancient Chinese, which refers to the bamboo they were originally made from. Although over time, they were also made of plastic, steel, and even ivory. Monarchs and members of the nobility used silver chopsticks to find out if their food was poisoned, since this material changes color in contact with certain substances. Its shape also changes depending on the country. In China, they are long, wooden, and with a rounded tip, but in Japan, they are pointed. In Vietnam, they are medium-sized and flat, while Koreans are shorter and made of metal. But why do they still prefer chopsticks to cutlery? There are three good reasons. The first one is that traditionally, it's one of the most deeply rooted symbols in their culture. Two simple pieces of wood, which are cheap to make, serve the function of Western cutlery. Second, because of the cuisine. Most of the ingredients are chopped while preparing, and when served in small pieces, it is ideal for handling. You don't need a fork, let alone a knife. In other kitchens around the world, this would be a problem. Try eating a whole steak with chopsticks. And the third, for a cultural reason. The knife is seen as a weapon in these parts of Asia, and mealtimes should be a place of communion and rest. That is why in some of these countries we may see spoons or forks on the table, but never a knife. Finally, we will give you 4 tips to show good manners if you're invited to eat with chopsticks. First, never use them to serve yourself from other dishes. Use another piece of cutlery, or in any case, help yourself with the opposite ends of the chopsticks, the ones that have not touched your food. Never lick the chopsticks as if they were a spoon, nor use them as a fork, piercing the food. And most importantly, never leave them in a rice bowl. This is how you stick incense at funerals, and doing so is like wishing death to the person you are with. Are any of you skilled with chopsticks, TikTakers? Tell us in the comments your trick for not dropping the food. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, and if you want to see more Draw My Life videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode!